What's the plan then?
We're going to the Winchester.
The pub.
Yeah, boy!
Hey everybody, how are we doing? Hello. Hello. Just munching some lunch. How is everybody? Are we all okay? That's there we go. It's a bit better. What's happened? That's missing. Stick the dreadnought back in. How's everybody doing? Happy Monday. Thought I'd get live just while I was munching away and say hello. Who've we got? Hendeep Purples, whiskey and oh no, just whiskey. How is everybody? Does everybody have a good weekend? Has everybody had a good weekend? Now, I am finishing off a commission today, so we'll leave that on screen. And I'll just paint off screen for a little bit. But they don't need that much finishing off. So we should be able to get some painting done on other stuff. Alright, thanks. Excellent, Hendy. Have you had a good weekend? How's your job going, mate? Good that I won't be getting Lady Malice, but there are worse things in life. Well, you will be getting Lady Malice. Just not immediately. So there's just the not on release day. But yeah, she does look rather nice, doesn't she? I've seen some cool paint jobs on her as well. True, yeah, exactly. Right. You will get there. It just won't be on release day. Have you tried any of your other local gaming stores to see if they've got her in stock at all? I've added a few more bits to him as well. I've smoothed out his hair, mainly because it was just a bit too big. What I didn't do on this guy when I sculpted the hair was he had like a little crop cut, crew cut on his head, and I should have smoothed that out and smoothed it off and sanded it off, but I didn't. So that's something to bear in mind in the future. Because one of the other ones that I did the hair for, this guy was a crew cut. So that was a crew cut. That was a skinhead, which I then sculpted on top, which looks far better because it's the proportions are a bit better. So I'm vaguely tempted to rip this off. See how much of this kind of rips off.
Holy fuck! How is Christopher already here? And where the fuck is my music? Fuck.
Well, it's not.
Move.
It's not your music. It's not your music, Olivia. But hello, Olivia. Yeah. What? How am I already here? I don't know. I'm trying to go live or click the live bit a little bit quicker because you all seem to give me so much shit for like spending 10, 15, 20 minutes getting ready. And for some reason, standing streaming seems to take a little less preparation. I don't know what it is. So I just feel like I can go live a little bit earlier. How are you doing, Perps? And yes, I need to get some music on.
We give you shit because you're slow as fuck.
No, I'm not. I'm amazing. I'm amazing and brilliant. And yeah, we should probably get some music on, shouldn't we? How do we get some music on? Should we have an Armoured Core Day today? We haven't had an Armoured Core Day for a while. Should remove Stargazer. There we go. You have to let me know how loud it is though. I still haven't done the Pantheon. I still haven't done the Pantheon recording. I need to do that. So, yeah, I'm tempted to rip it off. I'm going to message Baz, and see what he says about how able it is to get kind of torn away. So we'll see what he says, because then I can sand the head down, because he's got a bump at the back. Look, is a bit of a, it's not quite a smooth kind of smooth hairstyle. Your new obsession with Horus Heresy taken over. So you've written a list and painted an army for the Old World tournament. You are supposed to be in 12 days. Oh, is it 12 days? I've not written a list. No. Have I painted an army? I mean, I've got stuff painted. I've got all the Ushabti done. Oh, I haven't done Heroes. Yeah, I need to paint a Leash Priest. The Leash Priests are out. Oh no, they're on pre-order next week, aren't they? So yeah, I need to. Oh, shit. Yeah. No, I haven't got Heroes. I suppose I could use Khalida as a Leash Priest. She could be the High Leash Priest, and then I'll just have a High Leash Priest. Have I got a? Kind of got a Tomb King. I suppose I've got a Tomb King or a Prince that I can paint. Yeah, they got announced ages ago. They're on pre-order next week, aren't they? Which is awesome. Yeah, I had a very, very exciting reveal. Music is too loud. I thought it would be. The AC... The Armoured Core music is very up and down. And now it'll go incredibly quiet. It's better because it's just stopped. So yeah, the Armoured Core music does go up and down an awful lot. Hopefully you can still hear it. Been a while. I've done some transfers. I can apply them from either side. What do you mean either side? Oh, to mirror them. Yes, you can. Yeah. Yeah, you can mirror them. Yeah. That's actually a good thing that I can say in my... Because I'm going to do a very, very short transfer video. Try and stop people from using fucking Q-tips, rolling Q-tips over them. No, I don't really play Dawn of War, so I haven't seen it. Is it good? Is it good, Slav? I've seen loads of reaction videos for it, but no, I haven't watched it. Yeah, I need to get a tomb. I need to do a tomb prince then. So, if I use Khalida as the Leash Priest, so I need a tomb prince. Quickly paint a tomb prince, I suppose, or just run just a Leash Priest. If I ran just a Leash Priest, they'd give me more points to run. Ushabti as well, and just run shitloads of Ushabti. I did get 2 Tomb Scorpions. Where's the Tomb Scorpion? Because I've cut away the Leash Priest inside the Tomb Scorpion sarcophagus, so I can putty over it and fill it in. I should do that at some point. It looks highly detailed and matches the new figures. It's about all I could really say at the moment. Oh, okay. Is it like exciting? Is it an exciting trailer? You can say whether it's exciting and stuff. Or is it just a cinematic? I suppose it's just a cinematic, isn't it? Has anybody else seen the trailer? Oh, and I'm going to use that. Let's move that away. Hargrim, how you doing?
Woo.
7 months. Thank you, dude. Thank you, dude. Yeah, I'm going to use that jump pack for the Praetor, but I'm going to try and sculpt some extended beaks on there with the Tamiya putty. Loving the Horus Heresy painting content, thank you. It's about as exciting as 4 factions running up to each other could be. 4 factions running up to each other. So is Dawn of War all of 40k? Do you get all the factions in there? Do you get all the factions in the Dawn of War stuff? It's not just a Horus Heresy one, is it? Only 4. Oh, it's only 4. Oh, I think at the moment it's Space Marines, Orcs, Mechanicus, and Necrons. Is that it? Is that all the Oh, I suppose you're going to have DLCs. Like, no, you can play Eldar. Have like an Eldar DLC. And it's like Red Alert, isn't it? Dawn of War's like Red Alert. You spat a spotty? Are you spatting a spotty? Or are you spotting a spatty? Oh, there we go. Paint over here. There we go, that's better. It's tough to tell how the gameplay is going to function. I'm not sure about the base building aspect, although the trailer does show buildings getting dropped down. Back to Lurk. Purples is just the Lurk machine today. Very busy at work, clearly. Super busy workathon. So I have started converting a Moritat and a Vigilator. Moritat and a Vigilator for Horus Heresy for the Raven Guard. I'll show you the Vigilator in a second. The Vigilator is looking really cool. So he needs a massive cool sniper rifle. Bolt sniper rifle, of course. So yeah, this is the Vigilator here. That's the Vigilator. So he should be really cool when he's painted up. And then I've also got a Moritat. The Moritat's dead easy. I've just cut the arms off a normal Moritat and stuck it on a Mark 6. Reposed the Mark 6 a little bit, so had to sculpt the webbing again. But that should be pretty cool. And then this is a Vigilator, so he's going to have a sniper rifle held down like that. So it'll be that gun, I think. So it'll be that pose with the finger over the thing. So it'll be that kind of angle of gun, which should be quite cool. Again, I've reposed his legs So sculpted loads of, well, no, there's no webbing on the underside really, but there's some webbing in here, and there's some webbing behind the pistol there, which is quite good for covering up things like that. And then we've added some Raven Guard bits and bobs, added some bolt cartridges there, Raven Guard skull in the centre, some feathers, and then we're going to put a big Raven Guard symbol or something on the back, which should look really cool, or half a wing or something, or a Raven skull. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But I don't know. I don't know whether a Vigilator can have a jump pack or not. If a Vigilator can have a jump pack, then it would probably make sense for him to have a jump pack. Oh, actually, no. I suppose not. No, because he's a sniper, isn't he? He's a sniper, so he can just have a normal. He can just have a normal one. Yeah, he looks quite cool. I'm quite liking him. I think he's looking rather good. There we go. Just got to convert the bolter. Rude alert. Hey Avian, how are you doing? How are you doing? Mild rebuke alert. How are you doing, Avian? See, the Legion is coming along nicely. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm enjoying it a lot. Yeah, I've got a Contemptor. So there's the old Contemptor which I dug out, and then I'm smoothing out all the detail on another Contemptor torso, and then this one's going to be dark red. So I'm going to paint this one as a Deliverer one. So I just need to get a Contemptor kit so I can do the legs and the engine at the back and everything, and build this one up. But that one will be a dark red Deliverer one to go with the Deliverer Terminators and stuff. So I think that'll be quite cool. That'll look quite good. But he needs, so this guy's going to need a banner. And I don't know what to do about the banner. I don't know whether to use a banner, to use one of the ones from like one of the command packs or something, or whether to use some brass rod and sculpt a banner, or whether to use like loads of hanging ornaments or something. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what to do about the banner there. Goldilocks, how you doing? Thank you very much for the hydrate, dude. Chris is going to start and finish his Legion before I even finish mine. That's the plan. So I've got all these so that's my Vigilator. Here's my Vigilator look, Avian. So I've been converting this. I was converting this last night. So that's the start of my Vigilator, which is looking pretty cool. So I've got loads of Mark 6 kits now, so I'm just cutting them all up and reposing them all and everything. So there's quite a lot of variety, and I quite like removing that little centre bit and adding a Raven skull in there. I think that looks quite cool. Like 2.0, what pistols? No, this one's a Vigilator. This one's the one with the sniper. The Moritat. The Moritat, I've done a Moritat, which is basically getting a Moritat, cutting his arms off and sticking it on a Mark 6 body. So that's a Volkite Moritat, which should look quite cool. So he's quite good. So yeah, he's all right. Volkite, of course, because I'm absolutely loving Volkite. So he can have the Volkite ones. Which are awesome, and then yeah, he's gonna have a cool long sniper rifle, which I'm gonna convert out of this one. So that pose with the angle of the gun coming down here like that, it's going to be that pose or that angle, and then I'm going to convert a cool sniper rifle out of that bolt gun, like cover up the cartridge, fill in this bit here, add a big long thin barrel and a silencer on it and everything, and then he can be that. I think that's right, isn't it? I think that's right. I think a Vigilator is like a sniper. He's got like I don't know whether he's got a Nemesis bolter or what weapon he's got, but I think that's right. And I gave him a cloak as well. Cut the cloak a little bit off at the top so that he can sit a little bit higher because it's a bit long. So that's that. And then also my Praetor, I've decided to use that jump pack for my Praetor. So that's going to be the jump pack for my Praetor. And then I'm going to sculpt a bit more of a beak on the front of these. So they'll have two kind of beaks coming out. We're going to do that with the Tamiya putty. So we'll just extend these at the top, which should be quite cool. You're doing well. Nice one, Godlux. Had to get some blood work done and about to get an x-ray here shortly. Got some peppers and tomatoes to harvest, then lots of things to organise. How are you doing? Oh, nice! Wow! Peppers and tomatoes and then lots of things to organise. Sorry about the x-ray though. Hopefully that's not going to like completely empty your wallet out. I need to watch the start of Rob's video on Inducti to see what he thought of the Dark Angels. They're kind of okay, I guess, but they got the theme of okay, time to break out the Forbidden Armory. I'm just sad that the Raven Guard ones aren't Assault Marines. They aren't based on the Despoilers. So the Raven Guard just end up being like Inducti tactical squads, which is a little bit sad from my point of view because I've got 20 tactical Marines already done. If they were Despoilers, then I might have added a unit, but because they're tactical Marines, I'm slightly less interested in taking 10 of my Marine kits and turning them into Inducti. So like meh. If they were Despoilers, I would probably have done it because that would have been a really cool. I think because that makes sense as well to me. It's like the Deliverer idea of like throwing the Deliverers forward as like big distraction carnifexes, and then the Inducti being further forward, and yeah, but never mind. They do seem to have shifted Raven Guard away from like combat orientation into a little bit more of a shooty orientation in terms of their rules, but oh, this is really dusty. Hang on, let me dust these models because they're really dusty. Same for the Militia Cultists and the Demons of the Rune Store. Oh, the Demons! Oh, well, the other thing, Avian, is that I stumbled upon, well, I didn't stumble upon, I started reading Deliverance Lost. Was it Deliverance Lost? Yeah, started reading Deliverance Lost. And there's a section in there that describes the colour scheme and armour and all the ornamentation and everything on a Raven Guard Solar Auxilia unit or force or whatever, and I'm like, oh god damn it. So now I could like actively add Solar Auxilia to this, like have a small Solar Auxilia force to kind of back them up. Tomatoes I will have a pile of, and peppers I think I have 3 so far, but about 2 dozen started. With time, patience and care comes good things. Yes, good things come to those who wait. Trucking on a few things, pre-existing conditions shouldn't be too bad. I think the last x-ray was 100. I always have to call them. That's not too bad. Raven Guard after Isfan will be shooty, hand to hand would grind up the remainder of their troops. That's also true, yeah. That's also true, Avian. Yeah, that's also true. What was I going to do? Oh, dust these. Yes, that was what I was going to do. I was going to dust these because they're a little bit dusty. Yeah, and also, look what I found or noticed or remembered on the skull kit, on the skull sprue. There's a bird / raven skull on the skull sprue, so perfect for adding to some vehicles like the Leviathan. I still don't know whether to put the wing transfers on this. I kind of want to cover that skull up there. I want to paint over that skull and then add the wings on. I think that would work, but I don't think I can have the wings on there and the skull. I think it's just too much. Right, let's dust these. It's just stopping me from highlighting them neatly because I've got a bit too much dust on some of the surfaces. Are you reading on Kindle or physical book? I'm reading on Kindle at the moment, but my friend Gav is looking through his garage, looking for if he's got any spare books in his archives, kind of thing. But I will probably try to, before I finish reading on the Kindle, I will probably try and find a hard copy. I've had a look on eBay, but all the ones that are for sale at the moment are rather damaged, and I don't really like reading damaged books. So jealous that you're friends with Gav. You're reading on Audible. Well, I started listening on Audible. I'm like, nah, I can't do it. It bugs me too much. It pulls me out of the story far too much listening on Audible. So. I wonder if they did some retroactive changes to the book. What do you mean, Avian? I do have a little request for you all as well. Because Warhammer Merch did send me some stuff over the weekend. So I have got a Raven Guard mug. I have got a Raven Guard notebook, which is perfect because I needed a new recipe book because my one was full. So I have got those. But what would be awesome is if you could all just click on that link for me. Just click on it. Put the t-shirt on.
Put on the t-shirt, you coward.
I don't think it would fit. Genuinely, I don't think it would fit. But yeah, if everybody could just click on that link, don't have to do anything other than click on it. They just want to check my clicks or whatever for the first couple of days. Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. It's genuinely not going to fit. I can't even get. I'm not even going to get that on. It's for a 6-year-old child. It's not going on. I have messaged them and said, so for human troops it's militia, Imperial Army, then Solar Auxilia.
They trolled the shit out of you.
Oh wait, what? Because Solar Auxilia were the best of the best of the best of the human troops, surprisingly, in the Segmentum Solar. Then they changed it so both Horus and Loyalists could run them. So for human troops it's militia, Imperial Army, then Solar Auxilia. Oh, so I remember the seconded human troops to be Imperial Army in Deliverance Lost. It's the first. It's the first. It's like the second page. It says, "Oh, there's a like a force of Solar Auxilia standing in front of the Raven Guard." So I don't know. They trolled the shit out of me. I have warned about links. You have warned about links? Target, how are you doing?
Needs more blue.
So that link just takes you here. That link just takes you to their website. Just takes you to their website, that's all it is. But if you can click on the link, then it goes down as one of my clicks, because that's an affiliate link. and they're just following my clicks. Black Library does stealth edits on their books. I mean, it would be a pretty big edit, because the whole paragraph is describing the Solar Auxilia. It's not just like a reference. But maybe they did. I don't know. I'll ask Gav next time I see him. Like, did you rewrite? Did you have to rewrite Deliverance Lost? Do not bother Gav. Hey, I ask Gav all sorts of random questions. They did rework the first Dark Imperium book on how long the Indomitus Crusade went for. Yeah, I would imagine that that's not been rewritten. Like, changing a number in the Indomitus Crusade or something to rewriting pretty much a whole chapter describing the Solar Auxilia that are standing there, I don't know. But yeah, it's been a cool read so far, and obviously has just explained or highlighted the fact that I could have easily have Solar Auxilia in the army. Just sat here, I'm just edge highlighting shitloads of stuff. Just got to edge highlight loads of things, it's taking forever. Good news is after Deliverance Lost, most of the Raven Guard stories are short stories and have become collected under one book. Oh, what book? Raven Guard characters do tend to get peppered throughout the series though. So things like Ravenflight, is that like a short story then? Because I think Ravenflight was one of the other ones that I was like, oh, what Raven Guard books are there? There is a massive section. There is a massive section in the Black Book all about the Deliverers as well. Yeah, this has been really cool to read through. But I want to finish the Vigilator. So once I've finished painting these, probably today as well, because I don't think it will take long for me to finish painting these. I want to get cracking on the Vigilator, and I also got. So this got delivered today as well. So I've got a disintegrator sprue. So where was that disintegrator dude? There he is. So this guy will now have a unit with him as well. And as far as I know, so he's got a disintegrator rifle. So as far as I know, I can have 2 more disintegrator rifles in the unit. And then one of them in the unit can have a heavy disintegrator, which is this dude. This big one. And then the sergeant, I would kind of like to give a disintegrator combi weapon to. So I think that's legit, and I think that's legal. So that would end up being 3 with disintegrator rifles, including the limited edition one. So 3 disintegrator rifles, 1 heavy disintegrator thingamajiggy underslung because it looks awesome, and then the sergeant with a combi. Primarchs, Corax, Lord of Shadows, 22. Shadows of Treachery, Raven's Flight. Wait, what? Primarchs, Corax, Lord of Shadows, 22. Shadows of Treachery, Ravenflight, Age of Darkness, Deliverance Lost, Cybernetica. It's interesting how a lot of the Rogue Trader iconography and vehicles found their way to be recycled into Horus Heresy. Thank Gav for his reading order as of 2016. Oh, is that his reading order? Oh no, okay. Raven's Flight, Face of Treachery, then Deliverance Lost, then the Divine Word, then Corax, then the Shadow Masters, then Ravenlord, then the Value of Fear, and then Raptor. Oh, so Raven's Flight is a short story collection. I'll have to. It's so complicated reading copy-paste stuff. I'll Google it later. But Gav's got a reading order. Okay, that's cool. Get a new battery in the camera. Hey Sinister, how you doing? No. Have you redeemed? Was it you who redeemed it? I remember you posting in. Neither do I. I remember you posting in general. At least I think you posted in general. You need to send me that as a DM though, because that's lost in general. I can't remember what it was now. Last Monday. Yeah, could you send it to me in a DM just so I've got it? And then I'll try and do yours and Avian's at the same time. turn it back on. So yeah, the Vigilator is going to be really, really cool. And then the Moritat, I need to put loads of Raven Guard iconography on the Moritat as well. Will you respond this time? Still haven't replied about those Soulblight bases. Oh yes, I didn't find them. I boxed them up, so they're all boxed up. Not getting my intro has been the best the best points I've spent. I mean, I can't give you your sound now. Like, what are you gonna do when you come into the stream now? You're not gonna be able to say anything. As soon as I give you your entry sound, you'll be bored. Put your lightsaber up in the stream gallery. Fantastic. I will come in and leave and return. Put some paint on it. Oh, you started painting the lightsaber. Oh, fantastic. Yeah, we'll definitely show that off in a second. Definitely show that off in a second. So everybody, if you've been working on something over the weekend, throw it in the stream gallery and we'll have a little stream gallery section once I've finished edge highlighting this Marine. God, I'm going to have to tidy up all of these edge highlights. There's so many fucking edge highlights on these things. I'm painting the new Mark III. But Siege Studios are all heavy metal style, so you have to edge highlight everything. And the Mark III have got so many panels, it's ridiculous. So you just sit here edge highlighting for days and days and days. I also built 3 really cool Swiftclaw Outriders. What's a Swiftclaw Outrider? Put literal blood into it. Oh, did you cut yourself when you were building it? Oh no. Had a basing hit, stabbed my hobby scalpel right into my index finger. Probably hit my palmar artery. Did you squirt everywhere? Were you just like, blah, blood everywhere? Horror film. Swiftclaws are Space Wolf. Oh, the Space Wolf bikers. Oh, okay. Are they unique? Or are they just Outriders? I don't think I've heard of Swiftclaw ones. Have they got a unique kit? Or are they Outriders with like an accessory sprue or something? Hey, Shirato! How are you, Shirato? I'm grinding through your Amazon commission, dude. They're absolutely horrible to paint. But I'm grinding through them. So now that the embargo is over, what are your thoughts on the new Drukhari Codex? I think it's great. Also, the Element of the Game package will get to you in November because of not having enough Lady Malice. They don't even exist anymore. But there used to be a Space Wolf unique squad in 6th. Oh! Horrible to paint. How so? It's because they're really poor 3D prints, mate. And they're just flat, so they haven't got any detail. It's what I said on the initial, when you sent me the thing initially. So I'm just grinding through them, it's fine. They're just regular Outriders bashed with Bloodclaw bits. Oh, sweet! It's alright, Shirato, because Lady Malice and Co. will be far more interesting and exciting to paint. Do-do-do. Once upon a time, it was just Bloodclaws, Grey Hunters, and Longfangs. The blue is a bit boring. Nah, the blue's not boring. Blue's not boring. Then they started riding big wolves that were not wolves, and I said, fuck that. Then they started riding big wolves. What, the Bloodclaws did? That were not wolves. Why were they not wolves? Oh, the Thunderwolves. Was the little gross tool in your video 2 or 4? What little gross tool and what video? It's right there in the word. Bluer ring. I cannot keep up with Twitch chat. I have no idea what half of these... I don't know what half of you are talking about. I've got a gross tool in a video that's either 2 or 4. I've got big wolves that are riding... they're riding big wolves that aren't wolves. I've got Bluering. Oh, there are no wolves on Fenris. Okay, ha ha, very funny. Okay, I got you. Oh dear. Oh dear. You guys are funny. You guys are funny. I need to make Primaris Thunderwolves. Why, are the normal Thunderwolves too small? I thought the Thunderwolves were huge. Are they still wearing Firstborn armour? Is that the issue? Sadly, no more Harold Deathwolf. Who was Harold Deathwolf? Was Harold Deathwolf a wolf, or was Harold Deathwolf a space wolf that's riding a wolf? Wolves are fine, riders are firstborn. Do they show? Does it look like they're like smaller and rubbish? I am surprised they haven't done Primaris Thunderwolves, to be fair. Thunderwolf Cavalry, to be fair. Because it's surely an iconic unit. Although they haven't done Wolfen either, have they yet? I'd probably say Wolfen are even more iconic. Space Wolf, Lord of the Death Wolf Company, rode a Thunderwolf. How many more Wolfy Wolf references do we want on the Space Wolves? Always at least one more. Always one more. What's everybody doing today anyway? Working on Hellbat. Hey Cookie, how you doing, dude? Can't be bothered cleaning my airbrush. Oh, that's not very good. Might go nuts and build another Space Wolf. Another Space Wolf. Could not find Amazon ones I liked, and I object to how Games Workshop packages teams, and after buying was already invested, so shrug. Thanks for doing what you can. Yeah, you're welcome, not a problem. Finish the first boat today, then build my Hand of the Archon. That's the problem with 3D prints. Like 3D printing is the sculpts tend to have flat details, so you can't really have prominent details on a 3D print because then nobody will be able to 3D print it. And then once you do have flat details, you run the risk of having poor prints which make the flat details even more flat, and the layer lines just make them not very nice to paint, kind of thing. Planning an Eldar army? Yes, dude. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Plan that Eldar army. We are going to do some more work on the Vigilator today, which I'm converting up. I've just got to finish painting a little bit more on these, on this commission, which I'm doing for Siege Studios. But as soon as I've done more of this edge highlighting, we'll go on and convert a little bit of that guy. Educate me, is that why they do odd cuts now with the plastics? Is there a step between the 3D render and the plastic sprue creation where they will print it out? Plastic sprue creation has nothing to do with 3D printing. So the cutouts on plastic sprues, like when you get this slightly chunky edge here, that's more because the that bit there is more because the the mould can't make that round cut going back in against it, otherwise you won't be able to get it out of the mould. So it has on this side because this foot is separate, but where this leg here is not separate, that bit there, that tiny bit there, should be cut out and go in. On some of them I've actually kind of carved that out, but that's more because of the moulding process. It's nothing to do with 3D printing. Plastic models aren't 3D printed. The only time you'll see 3D printing on the plastic stuff is the heavy metal guys will occasionally paint 3D printed versions of the plastic models, because the plastic models aren't ready at the time when the heavy metal team needs to paint the models. Yeah. Yeah, so the undercut on plastic models is more the limitation of the moulding process. It's nothing to do with 3D printing. 3D printing isn't touched on plastic sprue stuff. It's not part of the process. It is on resin stuff, so the resin things, so the expert kits, they will usually be 3D prints, and I know this because I talked to the sculptors. So the resin expert kits that Forge will do will be a 3D print, which is then cut up, cleaned up and finished by the sculptor, and then handed off to somebody who will make a mould. So the sculptor will sand back and clean up and finish the 3D prints and remove, most of the time they will remove all the layer lines from the model with careful sanding and like finishing the model, and then they will give those parts to the mould maker, who will then make a mould out of those 3D prints to cast into resin. So if you find a print line, yes. So I pointed one out to one of my friends on one of the Lord of the Rings models, and he's corrected it. So they've made a second mold. But plastic models is completely digital. So plastic models, they will sculpt this, they will then convert all the parts onto a sprue on the computer, and then the computer will then cut out the metal cast, the metal mold, the metal press plate, if you like, out of metal, and then it will be molded into. And when you see a sprue, there we go. So when you see a sprue, these little dips in the corner here, those little pips that you see, so that's got 1, 2, 3 pips. That means that this sprue is the third version of the sprue that they've made, because the first version that they made will have had an undercut somewhere that didn't cast. So then they had to correct that and then make a second version of the sprue, and then that second version of the sprue also had a problem where the plastic hadn't got into, maybe it hadn't got into that little bit there or something, and they had to move a gate around. So they move a gate around, and then they cut another mold out, and then this is the third version of that sprue. So there is a lot of work that goes into the sprues and stuff. It's it is a lot of investment for the plastic bits. So yeah, there you go. So that sprue has been made 3 times. And now everybody is going to go and have a look at all their sprues. I want you to go and find the sprue that's got the sprue that's got the most number of... I mean, some of the old ones, you'll see big long lines of them because they take loads of them. So this is the Cadian one, the Cadian Shock Troops. So this one hasn't got a mark on it because this is part of a 2-part sprue. So the version part on this one will be on the other side. It'll be on this side over here because this one's one that you snap in two. go. So this one is version... So I can imagine that this one would be an absolute pain because you've got all of these to kind of cut out, all of this to cut out. So this is version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 versions of that sprue have been made. So there you go. Top information there from me. Death Shroud has 4 dots. There we go. I plan to check out Tamiya and or Gunpla sprue casting museums when I go. Oh, definitely, definitely. The Gunpla sprue casting is fucking phenomenal because they're just casting all sorts of stuff. They are a nightmare to build smooth. It also has 9 or a B next to the dots. Oh, interesting. Interestingo. Yeah, the studded pauldrons. The studded pauldrons take a little bit of work to get smooth, but it can be done. You can do it. I mean, that's pretty smooth. That's not bad. You can see a slight mold join, slight join line just down there, but everything else is pretty good. Let's see what that one's like. Yeah, again, it's just that slight join down at the bottom. I need to get better at doing that join line down at the bottom clearly. But yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad. That one. You got a challenge for me? Oh, give me a challenge then. What's the challenge? What's my challenge? I'm excited to make his sniper rifle. Each time your contemptor dies on the field, draw a line through its name and rename the coffin. Oh, so I've got to name it there. So this one is going to be the longer range one. So he's going to have either 2 guns or a gun and a claw. I might magnetize the claw. But he's going to have...
Probability factor
Yay,
of 1 to 1. We have normality. I repeat, we have normality. Anything you still can't cope with is therefore your own problem.
How are you doing, Teeny? So he'll probably have a Volkite and then a las cannon. That's kind of what I want to do with this guy, because he can be the support one. But then the other one, this one, the one that's going to be running forward, he's going to have 2 claws. So he's going to be like, "Rah!" just charging forward with a big banner. So he's going to be quite good fun. Yeah, he's got plenty of space on his sarcophagus to do markings and naming, so I'll definitely name him, and then he's going to have loads of like kill markings on this side kind of thing, so he's going to be quite good fun. Actually painted a little bit over the weekend. Oh, what did you paint? Use magnets if you can store the arms and find them. Yeah. I'll definitely, I think I'll probably magnetise this arm. I'll probably magnetise one arm. I think I want Volkite and a las cannon, but the las cannon kind of like swap in and out with a claw maybe, because he's like a little bit more of a support platform. Because I'm going to have so much like close combat. I'm not going to have too many big guns, so I think the Contemptor is a perfect one to put a big gun on. I need some vehicles for my Space Wars, Predators, Rhinos and Dreadnoughts. Predators, Rhinos and Dreadnoughts. Do it. Do it. Right, let's see if we can do these nice and neat. There we go. Figured out how to use masking tape and never have any paint bleed ever. Oh, how do you never have paint bleed then? Go for it. Tell us all. I just turn paint bleeds into battle damage, tend to. I don't think I've had too much. I can't remember on the last. Oh, the last one I did was my Chimera Lehman Russ, but that was more because of the panel lines, and you can't get masking tape like in all the panel lines. So I just had a little bit of bleed into where the panel lines sit, which is fine because they just get a wash. They just get a wash to fill the panel line, so that wasn't a problem. So base coat it with a mid-tone, tape over it, reapply the same mid-tone and then go in with the second colour over that. Base coat it with a mid-tone, tape over it, reapply the mid-tone and then go in with the second colour. The base coat will bleed, but that's fine. Oh, so the base coat fills in any kind of bleed channels, and then you mid-tone. Oh, okay. Yeah, I get that. That is clever. I like that. Hitchhikers. Oh, in Stream Gallery. We are going to go and have a look in the Stream Gallery very, very soon. So throw in your weekend's work in the Stream Gallery. I've nudged Sinister Plank to throw his lightsaber in there because it's awesome. So we get to show off the lightsaber on stream. I'm looking forward to seeing Teeny Tiny's Hitchhiker stuff. Yeah, I like that. That's nice. That's clever. I like that, Sinister. I might shamelessly steal that and include it in a masking video. Your vehicles are going to have such clean lines. See, my Horus Heresy ones I just paint on. So I just paint the lines on my Horus Heresy ones. And then they'll just get chipped away. Like that, right? So I'll just chip those away. They haven't been highlighted yet either. but that's more because I'm like when I do the Night Lords vehicles, they will be more airbrushed, so I will have to mask off a lot more of the Night Lords ones. The Raven Guard, I'm adding the texture with the paintbrush a lot more, so I'll have to use masking on the Night Lords ones for sure. Avian, you need to wait. What am I saying? Chris will still say that. Wait, what? I have another highlight or two on the bases to do before putting the pre-decal stage in the gallery. Oh, okay. I mean, that's what the whip gallery is for. The work in progress. Let's see the work in progress. You get to see all my work in progress. You get to see mine when they've just had primer. Do it! Show us. Put that on a light Night Lord's tank. What is it? Batman: The Dark Knight Returns. I mean, I'd fill in this gap. I'd fill in this gap here so he doesn't look like a fly. But yeah, I could do that. Put that on a Night Lord's tank. I don't quite know why he's got fly wings. I mean, you just copy it exactly, don't you? Because it just looks like the Night Haunter. You just copy him exactly. Also, you're being silly. I'm not. I quite like that. I like it so much I've saved the picture out. That looks really cool. I do have a lot of Night Lords. Actually, let's have a look at the Night Lord transfers, because I do have a lot of tanks. I do have a lot of tanks, so I will be using a lot of these on the Night Lord's tanks. Ouch. So we've got lots of Grim Reapers. We've got that one. We've got these ones, which are the standards. They're all just Grim Reapers. Oh, that's a bit boring, actually. I thought they'd be a bit more exciting than that. They're just Grim Reapers with wings and then Grim Reapers. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's still fine. That will look amazing on a banner, though. That would look really, really cool on a banner. So that'll be awesome to do. That one's okay. Yeah, the Night Lords will be quite fun because they're going to be a completely different kind of take over the Raven Guard, because the Raven Guard are all like lots of uniformity in terms of the marks. So everything's like a Mark 6, apart from hopefully the Mark 4 reconnaissance squads. So everything's a Mark 6. Everything's brush painted, so you get that texture, whereas the Night Lords are going to be like all sorts of different marks, airbrushed mostly with chipping and everything on it. Chris, I will do it, Avian. No! The downside is I bet someone must have done it, maybe not as good as Chris. I mean, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do that. I don't know what I'm going to do it on. I've got a Land Raider. I've got a Land Raider, whatever the Land Raider is. It the Explorator? The Land Raider that hasn't got the door at the front. So I could put it on that. Or I could put it on the Spartan. It would look quite cool on the Spartan. Do that on one side and do the Grim Reaper on the other side. Would be cool. But yeah, I'm 100% filling in the cloak. I don't know why the cloak has got the gap in the middle of it. Right, I'm going to go quickly make a cup of tea. If that's alright. I'm going to quickly go make a cup of tea, and then when I get back, we will do the stream gallery. Okay, if that's alright. So everybody, whatever you've been working on at the weekend, throw it in the stream gallery. We're going to show off all your work. In fact, give me a second. I want to try and finish a bit more of this. Just bring the light back over to me. I'm going to finish a bit more of this, and then I'm going to go make a cup of tea. So yeah, throw in your stream gallery. Right, back in a second, everybody. I'm going to go make a cup of tea. And I've got one left to do. Got one left to do, so we can do that one, and then once we've done that, we're going to do the Vigilator. Yeah, when I get back, we're going to have a look at the stream gallery, so everybody get your stream gallery stuff in the Discord, and I'll catch you in a sec. Ooh, my favourite kit's just got previewed. Have I got my favourite kit just come out? What's this? Oh, well, that's an anticlimax. Go on then, what's the sprue look like? Rubbish. Rubbish. I hate these. I really don't like these. I really don't like these sprues. I think they're boring. They don't do anything. Like, these shoulder pads are rubbish. You may as well use transfers. Do you like the heads? I mean, yeah, I suppose. I mean, that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the heads are just generic boring. One of them hasn't got an Ultramarine symbol on it. That one's quite cool because it's got the wreaths. And then you've got an Ultramarine Terminator torso. Yeah, I just think they're really lazy. I just think they're really lazy. It's an expensive head boxes though. What do you mean you could then go in and give a Terminator an Ultramarine Stormbolter? I just think it's really lazy. They should do transfer sheets for all the legions like they do in Horus Heresy. And then for the sake of this, I mean, all the heads should be just like a generic head thing. So you have loads of different heads. I mean, that one's a fucking, that's a bloody Raven Guard head. Look at the slicked back hair. And then they should do these upgrade packs should be torsos with the U on, because they can just pull the torso off the Intercessor sprue and then resculpt it. They could do this for the Terminators. I mean, these are okay, but what's that? That's not Ultramarine. The only thing that's Ultramarine is that has it got a U? It's got a U on the Purity Seal. Come on. Come on, it's got a U on a Purity Seal. I mean, these are quite cool. If you're an Ultramarine player, you'd like, oh yeah, okay, I can see those. But don't know that Raven Guard are black Ultramarines. That's a black Ultramarine. That's a Raven Guard head. You could use that in you could use that in a Raven Guard. Those two are perfect in the Raven Guard. That one as well, arguably, because they've just got slick back hair. Yeah. But yay, congrats. You get sculpted shoulder pads, which I suppose are easier to paint for beginners. And you get these to stick on the doors of Land Raiders. Oh, there we go. That's quite cool. That's good. There's not enough. There's not enough used to do. Yeah. Anyway, that's just my opinion. Come on, what would be perfect for making a horseshoes and hand grenades game diorama? The box just needs more bits, more swords, more. Yeah, it needs more. It's the usual thing, isn't it? Like, it just needs more. But that's just really. I just find that really lazy. That's quite cool. That's quite a good one. So I suppose you get 4 of those. You get 69 individual parts. Wow. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 of them are dull. Yeah, 5 torsos at least. 69 is sort of nice. I mean, it's fine. You get 1 Ultramarine sword to give to a sergeant. You want torsos, don't you? You want torsos, you want shin plates. I mean, shin pads. That's what you want. Give us sculpted shin pads with like laurels on them and stuff, because all the Intercessor shin pads are separate. Just pull the Intercessor shin pads out of the CAD design document, pull some Intercessor torsos, the fronts, because they're only the fronts, pull the Intercessor torsos out of the CAD design document, use the Terminator one that they've got here. Anyway, I'm just designing a better accessory pack. Is there anything else that's come out today? Armies on Parade, White Dwarf, Free Rattling and Lord of War. No. How long until Armies of Parade? Oh, submissions are open. Cool. Well, congratulations Ultramarines, you now get a really boring accessory sprue as well as everybody else. What's my, what's the... So that's a Vigilator. So that's the Vigilator. That's the gun that we're going to make, but we're going to make one with a more interesting barrel. Along the lines of, this is what I want to make. This is what I want to make. I want to make that guy. So I want to make a gun that's a little bit more like that. I think that would be quite cool. Space Marines, Blood Angels. Where's the Blood Angels accessory sprue? I mean, why is the Blood Angels accessory sprue not right at the top? Why isn't it right at the top? It's probably because it's out of stock. There it is. So you get one Terminator. That's not bad. You get loads of trinkets. And you get some more weapons. I mean, I still think these are a waste. I still think that the shoulder pads are just a waste. I still think they're just a waste. Just make cool transfers. Just make cool transfers. And you get one torso. You can have a Blood Angel Stormbolter again. Yeah. Yeah. And what is it? 21 quid. I just think it's lazy. I just think it's lazy. Skip the shoulders and add more transfers. Yeah. I mean, so this is the thing for me. I think that looks better than a sculpted. I think that looks better than a 3D shoulder pad. I think transfers look better than a 3D shoulder pad by a long way, because you can't paint the shoulder pads well enough. I do like the swords. On the Blood Angel one, the Blood Angel one looks cool, unless you mean the Ultramarines ones. If you mean the Ultramarines ones, then yeah, I suppose the swords are okay, but you only get what, like 2? And how many like Ultramarine swords? Sculpted pads. Yeah, I don't like the sculpted pads. I just think the transfers look better.
Oh fuck me sideways. Yet another Smurf box.
It's not very good though,
roll.
Perps. It's not very good though. The chain swords in the Blood Angel block. Oh yeah. The chain swords and the double-handed chain sword. They're quite cool in the Blood Angel box. I just think they're lazy. I just think it's a lazy accessory box. I just think it's. They really do need to just get rid of the shoulder pads. The shoulder pads don't do anything. If the thing is, they give you a transfer sheet as well. Like, all of them have a transfer sheet. All of them have a transfer sheet. I mean, that's a really basic transfer sheet. But if you look at this transfer sheet, you get loads of use. So it's not like they're saying don't use transfers, because they've got loads of these ones with like cool things on. So then you're gonna have an army that's got cool U's with like little wreaths on the bottom, and 3D sculpted shoulder pads. They don't match. They don't look good. Just do more of this, This needs like a big long line of just white U's on here. Although to be fair, you do get that in the box, don't you? So whenever you buy a box of Ultramarines, you get shitloads of Ultramarine U's on there anyway. So you just need a big transfer with loads of U's on it, and then all of this, which is cool. And then all of these can go. You can just get rid of all of these. Apart from maybe that one, and that one, possibly. That one's quite cool as well. So there you go, you've got 4. So have 4 of those times 3, and then just have more of this. More of this, and more of this, and more of custom. I mean, all the bits on a Space Marine, you just pull them off the sprue in CAD, and then sculpt an Ultramarine or a Blood Angel or a Dark Angel version of it. People want to add bits to their Space Marines, not just a shoulder pad, which they've already got. They've already got that. They've already got these shoulder pads. We've already got all of this. Space Marines get shoulder pads, and then you stick a transfer on it, and it looks like that. We want this stuff. That's the bit that we want. And these, we want more of this stuff. And the trinkets, I guess. The trinkets are quite cool. I mean, the trinkets, fair enough, because I've added trinkets to every single one of my Raven Guards. So, yeah, trinkets.
The helmet with the broom on the top is so fucking ridiculous.
It is, however, that is very Roman Empire / Ultramarines, though, isn't it? So that works. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. It looks stupid. That one looks better, but, I mean, that one looks fine. I've got a Raven Guard here with one on him as well, because it seems to be very Horus Heresy. But that's what people... Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that's what people want. That's what I would imagine I would want out of a transfer, out of a...
Mannerine says it right. Fuck Ultra Smurfs.
Blueberries need some love too. Thank you for going on the rant, Chris. I was cooking eggs. You're welcome, Avian. I love the broom. More broom helmets. Yeah, like if you like Ultramarines, you like Ultramarines because of their Roman heritage, right? Like their Roman links. So you're going to like big broom heads. Broom helmets are pure legendary, yeah. Like I don't have a problem with this. Arguably, you need more of those in the sprue. You just need to get rid of all of this. It's just all a waste. You've already got it. It's here, look. Maybe I'll clip that out of the sprue and do an Ultramarine rant. There you go. All the intercessor bits that are on the intercessor sprue, just pull them out on CAD and then turn them in, like grab a handful of them. Shin pads is the one for me. All the shin pads that are on the intercessor sprues have all got... Where are the intercessors? Inferno Squad, Hellblasters, intercessors. If you look at the intercessor sprue, hopefully they've got the sprue on here. There we go. All the shin pads are separate. They're all separate. So cut that shin pad out, stick it in CAD, and sculpt an Ultramarine thing on it. There's another one. Cut that shin pad out. I suppose the only argument against that is that shin pad is then only going to fit that leg. But hey, I'm sure as hobbyists we can cope with that.
Do a full Marine with the broom helmet and then do a diorama with a Dreadnought holding the Marine by the feet and using him to sweep the floor.
Fantastic. Do it. I want to see that for Golden Demon. I want to see someone do that for Golden Demon. But yeah, I mean the broom helmet. I've got one in my Raven Guard because it's a very like Warhammer 40k, Warhammer 30k thing to have, isn't it? So cloaks and back banners. I need to do it now. But everyone who buys a box gets that leg, so it's fine. Yeah. So it's an accessory sprue, isn't it? So that's an accessory sprue, and by design, you have to have bought that anyway. So you have to have bought the intercessors to accessorize it with the accessory sprue. Therefore, you will have this leg. You'll have that leg because you've bought this to then accessorize with these, so it's fine. Exactly the same as you will have bought the Terminators to have that. Yeah, that's what I would have done. I think it's lazy and dumb, and it's not very good. Like the Queen of Hearts uses the flamingos. Banner! Why isn't there a back banner? Tell us how you really feel. I will always tell you how I feel. Yeah, you'd buy one per squad, wouldn't you? Yeah, okay, I'm clipping that out and I'm sticking that on YouTube. Back banners for life, particularly for Ultramarines, right? Particularly for Ultramarines. Okay, so as promised, I said I would go and have a look at the stream gallery, so everybody get your stream gallery stuff up. And we're going to go into Discord and have a look. Space Wolf back banners, I sand them flat and paint freehand on them. Yes, yes. Okay, so check this out for starters. Check that out from Sinister. Check that out. How cool is this? This is absolutely awesome. Laser sword! How you doing, Cryo? Cryo, I don't know whether you caught my rant, but I've just had a massive rant. Yeah, how cool is this? How cool is this? What's the other picture? Oh, it's the other side of it. Look at this. So that's a 3D print. Fantastic. It's really cool. Accessory sprues, Cryo. Accessory sprues. Accessory sprues are lazy.
Don, do you forget the...
Don't forget about me.
Don't forget the potatoes, Christopher.
Right. Olivia. Olivia has told us to ignore the stream gallery and go to the potatoes. So we're going to have a look at Puscats instead. Oh! Tamiya sanding sponges are amazing. You mean these? I am well aware how cool Tamiya sanding sponges are. That's a mummy. Why have you forgotten me face? Exactly. Yeah. This is Tato going. I cannot believe Purple Spark has forgotten me for this long. Like, she's just ignoring me, not getting any fussing. It's like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Purples? This is Tato looking at Purples going, hey! Oh, is this Mama? Oh, that's even better. That's even better. That's Mama Chips going, oi! You're ignoring me and my potatoes. And that's the scowl. That's the scowl of, you're ignoring me. Right, let's get back to the stream gallery, showing off some of your work. This is awesome. Tato sleeps on my lap. How can I ignore him? How cool is this? How long did that take to print, Sinister? And there's Purple's Emperor's Children. All based up now. She's done all the basing on them. They look awesome. I've been R-ing on paging hundreds of dollars for a... Now I've never been able to just... Yeah, like, I'm kind of with you on that. I'm kind of with you. Like, this is one of the reasons why I need to get like a Bamboo Labs A1 or something. Because I need to print cool stuff like this. That's awesome. It's really, really good. A Manaringo, 4 hours to sand. It's super cool in Hello Sinister. It is. It is really, really good. Teeny tiny. Ah! Scary! Oh my god. This is so cool. He's looking very paranoid. They're so good. They're so good. They're so good. We need to replay Teeny Tiny's intro. They're fantastic. They're fantastic, Teeny Tiny. You should be proud of that. They're fantastic. Nicely done. Oh my god, he's got his dressing gown on. How cool is that? That's fantastic. Absolutely brilliant, Teeny Tiny. Teeny Tiny Tiny Teeny. Lore accurate paint scheme. It looks so damn cool. Still a lot to do. More colours in the dressing gown. It's pretty damn good though. That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, but we can always build more killbots.
We could always build more killbots, Target. You're going to have to rerhyme the stream, Target, for my massive Ultramarines rant. But we are now looking at... Oh, these are cool. How cool are these looking? How good are these looking? He's got his helmet on his back. It's very good. I'm very, very impressed that you've added all the pouches as well. I think the pouches come separately, don't they? I'm very impressed you've added all the pouches because most people don't add the pouches. Full tartan. Yeah, these are cool. Really big bang for buck. Plaid freehand looks amazing on models, honestly. They're super cool. They look super good. Oh, Manaringo! What's Manaringo? Oh, Manaringo's been doing gobbos. Goblins of the Sea. Are they actually on water? That's cool as shit, dude. What's the bases? What's the idea behind the bases? Just test schemes. They look cool as shit. If that's supposed to be like water, I think it's a purple cave floor. Either way, that looks awesome. Just moonlit. Oh, mate, that's cool. That's really cool to see a different... I really like that. I think you should definitely do that on all your bases. It's really cool to see a base that isn't like brown or green. They look great. They look great, like dappled moonlight. Mate, they're fantastic. Fits with my whole Uglu thing. Ah, brains. Brains. Really cool. The colour of night is blue, honestly. Yeah, they're great. They look really good. Good job, man. Good job. Wow, what an update. Thank you very much, everybody. And then this is Purple's Emperor's Children, which we were painting on stream. She's now received, and she's now doing all the basing for them. Look. Now getting all the basing done. They look really cool. Perps, they look really good. Need to darken up the Gobbo's cloaks and some highlights on the faces. Yeah, what colour are the cloaks going to be? This kind of grey or that kind of blue? I'm guessing the blue. So freaking happy with the army. You're welcome. I'm guessing the blue because these ones have got blue. And I'm guessing this is like a test to figure out which one you wanted. Probably just one squad of their Blade veteran dudes. But also need to do more of the blue-green, but fade into black. Ah. Oh, they're so cool. Dude, they're going to look... This... Okay, so this is why Old World is so good. Because this, en masse, with like... Imagine like 6 ranks of this. It's going to look awesome. I once painted 200 Night Goblins in 3 days. Oh my god. Oh my god. Fantastic. Well done, everybody. Well done, everybody. If anybody else has got anything to show off, throw it in Stream Gallery. And we can show it on stream. There's a clue in the title. It's a gallery for the stream. Fantastic. Well done, everybody. Really, really cool. Really cool. Really, really cool. Okay. So we've got this last one. So we'll do this last one and then we'll turn our attention to the Vigilator here. And we'll get some work done on the Vigilator's rifle. We're going to make a sniper rifle. So what do I tell Chris about the Ravenant Legion when he was about halfway through the What's the Ravenant? What's the Revenant Legion? Sorry, for some reason I read that as Raven and what's the Revenant Legion? Is it a legion that I can add as allies to the Raven Guard? Anything that I can add as allies is awesome. Like that Solar Auxilia. That Solar Auxilia colour scheme. I'll show you that. I'll show you that colour scheme. 1 second. So That's the Night Lords. That's the Night Lords Solar Auxiliary. There we go. Raven Guard Solar Auxiliary. Like loyal troops. And then that's the tanks. That's cool. I like that. They're going to look great. The only thing I want to do with the Solar Auxiliary is change the heads. I want to swap their heads out. Because in Deliverance Lost, they're described as having hoods. So I want to swap their heads out for something, I don't know what. Probably just like bare, if I can, like bare Cadian heads and then sculpt hoods on them. I'd only have to sculpt like 20 because I only want 20 of them. But that would be cool. So that's the colour scheme. So this is like a Skaven Blight Dinge, kind of like warm, muddy grey, and then the gloss black. Right. The Revenant Legion was the cognomen given to the Blood Angels before they met their Primarch. Wait, what? Why do I care about the Revenant Legion then if it's to do with Blood Angels? It was an under-the-table employment. I got paid less than minimum wage and bought Warhammer at stock price. The Blood Angels crazed cannibals, so the Knights were a fire and Forget Legion self-sufficient. Their gene seed could take practically anyone, mutants and whatnot. Also, they practice cannibalism to maintain the Legion knowledge upon death. The members, so the Legion Master died multiple times, but another Legionnaire would eat his brains, adopt his name, Wargear. That's fantastic! Hooded Sisterheads. It was Big Brain Brew, so many people in the platoon complained about having to shelf their salary off on bills. 100% of my salary went into savings. Nice one, Sinister. Yeah, you're not selling me on the Revenant Legion, Avian. You'll have to either try harder or find some cooler Raven Guard stories. As horror-inspired as that Legion seems to be. Zombie Marines don't do it for you. I mean, it's kind of cool. And I do like my horror films, but they're no Raven Guard. And the horror inspired Legion, Night Lord seemed to kind of scratch that itch for me. And then the Crusade itch is achieved from the Dark Angels. And I'm not a massive zombie fan, really. Skeletons, yes. You know that place you did not go to learn about the Dark Angels? Don't go looking for the Blood Angels. What, the Horus Heresy books? Are the Blood Angels in book 9 as well? Oh, earlier book. Which book? I've got them all. I like the Revenant Legion story more than the actual Blood Angels. Fantastic. Fantastic. That's always fun. Complete with a metal Seth model. Found a couple of boxes in the closet the other day, opened them and found a whole 70... Wow! What, you just accidentally had a Flesh Tearers army? Is that all Firstborn? So could you use that in Horus Heresy? What would you be more likely to do? Repurpose that for Horus Heresy? Or use it in the current state of 40k. He's going to the Biostrip for a repaint. Nice. Repaint Seth. I mean, I'm guessing Seth wasn't around in Horus Heresy, so that's a 40k model for sure. He hasn't got rules, has he, in this edition? 2002. Wow. Oh, mate, throw a picture up of them. Proper old school, 2002, probably mix of 40k and display. Sorry, I went to get the book to be sure. Volume 8, Malevolence, has Blood Angels and Demons. Oh! Right, I need to read 8 then if it's got demons in it. Because I want to know a little bit more about the Demons of the Runestorm. Because I really like... Where's demons in here? Ah, there we go. I really like these guys. They're fantastic. They're badass. So Demon Brutes. I think it would be really cool because there's no the demons list. It doesn't have. It's not like Slanesh, Khorne, blah blah blah, is it? It's demons. It's just demons, and then you create your demon list by giving them like little traits and stuff. So you can paint them however you like. So you can have a really, really diverse model category demon army, and then paint them all the same. And that's awesome as well. I think this is an assassin, isn't he? An assassin? And the White Scars, just like everybody else. I forgot about the White Scars. So what are the AOS Warcry ogres with horns? What are they? What, the Ogrin things? Are they, well, what are they called? Thermagons? Thermagrids or something? Age of Sigmar, Chaos. Slaves to Darkness. What are they called? Ogroid. There we go, Ogroids. Because they're Chaos Ogres, right? But they need a unique name. Theridons. They're really nice, I really like them. Oh, use these as... Oh, yes! Mate, that would work, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be really cool. The only thing is, you need lots of lesser demons, don't you? So you do need... I mean, to be fair, I do have 30 demonettes. I do have 30 demonettes. Run with it. Oh my god, stop adding armies to my collection. But yeah, demons would be really cool, and you could airbrush contrast everything. You could airbrush contrast everything. Like, you could do... So, hang on, let me show you this army list. Let me show you this army. Where is... Oh yeah, Ryder Cup. Yay! Go Europe. Where's... Oh, fine, okay, I'll go down here. Check out this demons list. I'll just mute that before I get copyrighted. Check out how cool this demons armies look. That is a great colour scheme. That's a great colour scheme. Like, look how cool this army looks. So this is what because I didn't know this, but then you can just have all the demons in that colour scheme. It looks awesome. And you just paint everything like that. And these just count as lesser demons, so it doesn't matter which demons you use. So I could use my Slaanesh, the Juan Diaz Slaanesh demons that I've got, as the lesser demons, and then just add all the cool shit on top. I want to do an Encroaching Ruin army, but I want a Dark King flavoured. Explain? You have 8 flavours to work with. How do you mean 8 flavours to work with? 8 flavours within the army list? But yeah, that looks really, really cool. And I like that idea. I'm guessing you can ally those in as well. I don't think the Night Lords would particularly ally with... Because the Night Lords aren't particularly demonic, are they? It's not like they're word bearers. I do have some corn dogs in my Night Lords 40k army. Nope. 8 options for the demon army. Yeah, I listened to a little bit of Rob's review on them, where he was reading through all the options that you've got. Because you've got like one that's clearly, in inverted commas, Khorne, and then you got Tzeentch and Slaanesh. And then he was like, oh yeah, well this one's clearly Hashut. But yeah, 8 different. So there's 8 different like traits that you can build, and that's per army, right? You can't mix and match. Do I spoil Chris with the end and the death chat? Oh, what end and the death chat? Is the demon stuff in the end and the death? Is there demon stuff to be had in the end and the death? It's weird. Honestly, it's really difficult to explain why I've suddenly got so excited by the Horus Heresy, because I've been like trying to get into it for so long. I'll be like, it's all right. Maybe this was models first. Maybe it was models first. Maybe it was going through and like, okay, well, I've got all these models. What shall I do? Maybe it was model inspired. I don't think it was. You build an army off one of the 8. Okay, so you pick one of the kind of the traits, and then that applies to the whole army. Gotcha. Has to read a book someday. I'm reading some books. I'm reading Deliverance Lost and Corax at the moment. What was the thing? Oh yeah, the Dark King. What's the Dark King flavoured? Or is the Dark King the End of the Death reference? Dark King is ruin and death. Okay, so one of the demon options is about tyranny, so very much Nagash coded. So is that, hang on, Nagash coded as in like skeletons? Can I have skeletons? Can I use skeletons as lesser demons? Hey, if I can use skeletons as lesser demons, I'm in. You could use skeletons as demons if you want. Anything could be a demon. Yeah, but like anything could be a demon, and them actually saying in, if there's a paragraph somewhere in the Horus Heresy where they say skeletons like erupted from the floor possessed by demonic forces, then I could buy into it. If you're just saying that anything could be a demon, and yes, of course I could use skeletons if I wanted to, blah blah blah, then nah. The Dark King represents a drive to complete destruction without reason or aim. Okay, nearly finished, so we're going to do the Vigilator in a second. I thought the Nighthaunt could work, but the models are not speaking. Okay, so which Nighthaunt though? Because there's lots of Nighthaunt stuff. Which head did I choose for Corvus? I don't know which head it was. It was just a Space Marine head that had like a really thin nose. No, you've not found the right counts as. Yeah, I don't like counts as. I think it's a fine line for me between counts as and referencing the lore. I think, because like when I said, "Oh, could I have skeletons as demons?" and you were like, "Yeah, of course you can. Anything can be a demon." I'm like, "Yeah, okay." Like, if anything could be a demon, like, I could end up having Necromunda redemptionists with a bird head. So yeah, I don't know where their head's from. It's just one of a million Space Marine heads that I went through my bits box and found one that's got a really thin nose. Okay, right, so that's all those done, so let's move all those out of the way. Get those over there like that. I don't know whether that makes sense to anybody. Don't do frivolous count as I want my stuff. Yeah. It needs to, yes, that's perfect. That's a perfect explanation, Sinister. I don't do frivolous count as I want my stuff to have lore anchors. Like, it needs to be, particularly with what I'm been really enjoying with all this, like, with the Raven Guard things, and me saying, okay, so why would Raven Guard have the Inducti? So, well, that's dead easy because there's none of them left. Like, there aren't any. There aren't any Raven Guard. Right. So let's do this. Put that there. Let's take the big arm down. There's about there. And then adjust that and put it there. There we go. Come on, stay there. Right, we're also going to swap the battery because the battery is about to die, so let's swap that battery out there. Getting a bit tied up in lore with your armies is part of it. Yeah, exactly, yeah. How are you doing, Fish? That's why I want to do a zombie Imperial Guard unit for my Death Guard Poxwalkers. That's cool. See, that's cool, isn't it? I like that idea. Expect some kit bash to happen, like skellies with different heads. Head coming out of the ground, wearing Imperial Guard clothes, giving them glowy eyes and spirit fire coming out. Yeah. 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 Right. So, before I glue this on, so there's going to have to be a little bit of sculpting on this cloak because that goes on there like that. So I cut those cut those off the back a little bit. Let's get that in focus. I cut the top of the cloak off because with the bits on it, it was sitting a little bit too low, so it was hanging really low below the feet. So I cut those off and also widen this gap on the inside there, so it would sit. So it would sit a little bit higher, like that. So once that's glued on, we're just going to have to sculpt these bits of cloak coming up over the top of the shoulders there, like that, because then it sits about right. Look, so it's about just a little bit lower than the feet, and that's fine because the base I've done like that. So he's going to be standing on the tile here, and then a little rock down here, just to give the cloak a little bit room to breathe. So that should be quite cool. I'd love to make demons from new Crypt Guard and bigger ones from Horrors, but can't find proper plastic heads that are my jam that have demon-esque aesthetic. Originally the idea was to build something that could read Proto-Legion of the Damned mixed with the Dark King and the Emperor of Mankind book, so spirit demons felt it would work. I want my 40k models to tell a 40k story. Then story stress, but okay. Oh no. Yeah, the 40k, you have to work, in my head, and we've talked about this before, you've got to work so much harder in 40k for your models and the lore. Whereas 30k, there seems to be a bit more to kind of get your teeth into, particularly once you then kind of put it onto the table, because you can do, like I can do like the Inquisitorial army, which I'm doing, is just planned out in my head. Okay, so that would be an Inquisitor, he's going to have a retinue of XYZ, he's going to have a demon dude in there. Is that legal in the rules? No. Like, nothing in the rules make an Inquisitorial battle force at all interesting. So you have to almost make an illegal army for an Inquisitorial force. And you just kind of write it in your head and just kind of scribble it all down and say, well, this is I'm going to have 4 Inquisitors, all leading retinues. We're going to have like a couple of assassins that are around to support when needed and things like that. May I float a headcanon? You can float whatever you like, dude. Back was doing a learning stream. Nice one, Manaringo. Right, so let's take... oh no, I can't do that because then I'd have to move the camera again. Okay, I was going to sit down for a little bit, but no, let's carry on standing up. Okay, so I've got a couple of... So there's one, and there's the other one. So there's 2 of those. So I've got 2 rifles, or 2 bolt guns, which I was going to convert. And then I've got loads of Space Marine bits here. So that's a good one because it's got a cool little kind of thing there that could be a barrel. And then I've also got, where's the... I got that out. Did I not get it out? Did I cover it up with something? Oh, I don't know where that's gone. I've also got the sniper rifle from some of the... There we go. So that's going to sit there. And then I was going to make a nice big long barrel and then put a silencer on the end of it. So we could, for instance, So chaos is, well, chaos. The human mind cannot comprehend it, so it tries to apply some form of order to it. That's why during the heresy we see more variants of how people see demons, because they have no frame of reference. Because of the imperial greed, demons have been described to the layperson, and the gestalt of human thought and emotions have applied a form of order on the big four powers demons. Not unlike, I know others have thought this in the same or other way. Wonky retinues is what makes the Inquisition interesting. Yeah, exactly. Like, I've got a retinue. I've got what? Oh God, has that snapped off? It has. Damn it. Need to glue that back in. So do I do that as a sniper rifle? Or do I do that as a sniper rifle? I think that one's too big. I think the scale of that one's off, so I think it's this one. See, I quite like the bolt gun with a massive silencer on it. But then I also like the idea of a long barrel. Yeah, I also like the idea of a long barrel with a sniper on the end, with a suppressor on the end of it. So I think that one's too big. I think the scale of this one is too big. Like, it's just too chunky. Like, the sight on it is massive, and just nothing's in scale. We do have to attach that back to the chest plate, so let's just turn that over like that so we can pick it up with the tweezers. There we go. And if we get the super glue and cocktail stick, try this again. There we go, that's better. So then there's the Raven Skull. You can pick the Raven Skull up by its eyes. There we go. Zircon, how are you doing? Thank you for the raid. I like the idea of silencing a weapon that shoots exploding mini rockets. Oh yeah, 100%. Like, that's the humorous thing about all the bolt rifles that have got silencers on them. But I quite like it because it's a look, right? Like loads of the bolt guns and stuff don't work in Warhammer 40,000. Don't work in real life. Like, you just look at them a little bit and they don't work. Do I buy the Imperial 5th Combat Patrol to get the transfers? I'm leaning at yes, Cookie. Yes. You just want the transfers? Just get them off eBay, dude. If you just want the transfers, just get them off eBay. Zircon, how are you? How was your stream? Have you not got an old 40k Scout Sniper? That would be a better scale. I don't know. I don't have an old 40k Scout Sniper. I do have a new 40k Scout Sniper, and I had a look at it, and it was. Hang on, let me find the. I've got the Eliminator Sniper. Oh, did I snip it off? I didn't snip it off. Did I? I wonder if I snipped it off and put it in the bits box. There it is. I got it. Right, there we go. So that's the Eliminator one. So I was going to cut this barrel off and put that barrel on that. I thought that would look awesome. So I think we'll snip this barrel off and then apply that to something as well. Scout Kill Team box is pretty nice. The Scout Kill Team box is really nice, and they're all being done as Raven Guard for the 40k Raven Guard army. Also, these have got some really nice little sensor things, which I'm going to cut off and put on the top of, like maybe his backpack is going to have one of those sat on top of it. I think that would be quite cool. So they're quite good. But yeah, I think that barrel is actually pretty cool. The new Smurf Combat Troll mint if they didn't stick a named character in it. Fish, I'm going to snip it and stick it on YouTube actually. I had a massive rant about the accessory sprue. Made me remember how Games Workshop acts Wolf Scouts. Eliminator is way bigger. Oh, the rifle itself, yes, but I just want that barrel, and I might cut the sight off as well. I think the sight's pretty cool. So yeah, having said that, let's cut this out. Yeah, just making use of some bits, and I do want to try one of these, so I'll cut one of those out as well. Because that little sight there, I thought that would be quite cool as a suppressor. Cut the little lens off the front, drill it, and then that would be quite a cool suppressor. So I might use that. Might use that on another one. If I do another Vigilator, then I'll probably vary it up a bit. So yeah, if we trim that bit there, and then take that barrel off like that. Now, I cut the front of the gun off because I was just about to snip it, and I was like, well, actually, what you could do is you could use the front of the gun if it fits. Well, it does fit. SKUs, I think, is the reason Games Workshop hates diversity. What's SKUs? Just put an orderly librarian in. It was the same for the last Death Guard box for me. Typhus was a massive negative. I shall have to look at your upgrade sprue rant. It's about an hour ago. If you want to go to the video and rewind it and watch it, it's about an hour ago. But yeah, it was just me ranting about how the upgrade sprues are really lazy. Okay, let's cut that. Let's cut this off as well. mean, this is just a Stalker bolt rifle. Yeah, don't get me wrong, games have improved many areas massively in the last few years, but the one downside is the drive to have everything uniform. Ugh. The bookkeeping and processing of product. Stock keeping unit. Oh, okay. The stock keeping unit is a reason why Games Workshop hates diversity of armies. Games Workshop anti-hobbyist bias is making me sad. Back in the day, they'd just hit you with a bunch of rules and weren't too worried about having models for every entry. Yeah, but like that's so. As soon as you get that, if they write rules for a model that if they write rules for a character that they don't create the model for, they just run into massive copyright issues. Because if they don't make the model within something silly like 4 years or something, then everybody else can make the model. So they're just never going to do that again. Which is like, that's why the accessory sprues are really good for the Horus Heresy, because the weapon sprues and the close combat sprues and everything like that gets around that, because they can say oh well, if you grab the Legion Praetor and then you buy the weapon accessory sprue, then you can make the Legion Praetor that's got a, I don't know, autocannon, for the sake of random argument. So Horus Heresy is kind of cool in getting around that at the moment, which is great. But 40k, I don't think you'll ever see that in 40k. Because 40k is the entry level. 40k has got to be accessible, isn't it? Which is a shame, because you can still make 40k accessible and then have a layer underneath it of aspirational stuff and inspirational stuff. Like, new hobbyists can come into the game and get a level of army, and then they can see aspirational stuff that other hobbyists do, and then that makes them excited to go and do these conversions and kit bash and everything for all the different little bits of war gear that everybody can have. Yeah, like if they did a jump pack sprue for 40k Space Marines, here you go, here's a sprue of jump packs, then you could have a Space Marine captain with a jump pack, because they sell the Space Marine captain and they sell the jump pack, therefore there you go, there's your Space Marine captain with a jump pack. My favourite model of all 6th edition was Duke Sliskus. Yeah, I mean that's everybody's favourite model that they've ever made is a conversion of a character that they've read in the lore, or a special character that that was in an edition, or a character that was in a story. Don't get us started on War Gear. I mean we of course we all miss that. Of course we all miss that. That's a given. And it's just sad that it has gone the way of the dodo, but it's a business, and it's now starting to be run by people who are wanting to make money. So you can imagine the people who aren't into the hobby, who are trying to make money, saying, why are we writing rules for a model that we don't sell? And you can't explain to them, well, it's because hobbyists really like doing kit bashes. The answer should be, how can we write rules to support all these different bits of war gear that we can do, and how can we then make models for them, like they've started to do with Horus Heresy, which is fantastic. Right, so how's that, everybody? think that looks fucking cool, actually. See you later. Same with the Skyclaws. They sell Jump Assault Primaries. They sell Space Wolf kits. Why not have Skyclaws? Because then that's 2 whole kits that you'd have to buy. Like if they did a Space Wolf kit and then a Jump Pack accessory sprue, then yes, you could make that argument. But because you'd have to buy, because you can convert anything, can't you? Like you could say quite easily, well, if you buy this box and this box and this box, then you can make X. But that's not good. That's not good PR, promotion, whatever. Well, to make this unit that you've got in the codex, I've got to buy 3 kits. Hey, hi, how you doing? And I'm with you all. I hate it. I think it's rubbish. I like all the converting, which is, I suppose, where I'm starting to quite enjoy the Horus Heresy, because, like the Vigilator, well, the Moritat. The Moritat is a Mark IV Moritat, isn't it? Well, I've cut the Mark IV arms off and I've stuck it on a converted Mark VI body, and I'm now doing a Vigilator. I think that's badass. Honestly, I think that's really cool. Finished building 15 Assault Intercessors with jump packs for my White Scars. Nice! There's currently no way to have jump pack infantry use Space Wolf rules. That makes me sad. I can have Space Wolf jump infantry, but they won't benefit from any of my army special rules. So you can have jump pack intercessors, but they're not. They don't have the Space Wolf keyword? How does that work? What do we think about that? What do we think about that? Do we think it needs a longer barrel? How does that work? That's weird. Surely they have the Space Wolf keyword if they're in the Space Wolf army. That's nuts. Yeah, so now does it need this need? Oh, I'm sorry about that, dude. That sucks. Does it need a bit of a barrel in the middle of it like that? No, I actually quite like the really stumpy bit. Maybe a fraction. That barrel is longer than most real guns, so I think it's good. Yeah, like everything's got to be stupid, right? Everything's ridiculous. Everything's turned up to 11. I mean, the barrel is longer than the gun itself, and that's fine. But if you look at the Vigilator, like if you actually look at the Vigilator model, Loyalists, Raven Guard. I know I don't have to click Raven Guard, but I just like it when I see the Dark Furies and the KD's necks. Where's the Vigilator? The Vigilator has a silly gun. Where is he? Shout if you see him, everybody. There he is. See, the Vigilator has a silly gun. So he's got a square cartridge, so we need to swap the cartridge out. Yeah. They don't get any benefits from sagas. I can take units from the Space Marine Codex, but they don't get the Space Wolf keyword. Why? Are you sure? Is that how it works with the... Is that how it works with the supplements? No, that's not. That can't be right. That can't be right. That can't be right. Because you can't make... Can you even make a Space Wolf army with just the stuff from the supplement? Primaris not from Fenris aren't real space wolves? No, that's not right. Like, you can't have a Blood Angels. You can't have Blood Angels that can take everything from the Space Wolf Codex, but anything that's not in the supplement doesn't get the Blood Angels Blood Angels keyword. Like, isn't there a line? Isn't there a line saying that whatever detachment you take, it applies that keyword to the chapter in the Space Marine Codex? I'm sure it applies the codex. I'm sure it applies the. It has to. That's weird. If that's right, that's absolutely shockingly bad, Sinister. I'm really sad. I'm really sad for you. But Blood Angels can take anything else, because for a while Blood Angels used to take the Blade Guard veterans, or the Blade Guard, just the Blade Guard unit. Because Blade Guard with the Blood Angels rule. Yeah, Dark Angels has the keyword replacement lines. So if you take, because you can take things from the other codex, and therefore, if you take Jump Pack Intercessors from the Space Marine Codex, and you put them in your Space Wolf army, if you look at your Space Wolf supplement. It's like the first two paragraphs in the detachment pages. The first two paragraphs in there say something about swapping over the chapter keyword for Space Wolf, and then it will apply to everything. It's been a whole drama in the Space Wolf communities. Well, maybe they've just missed that out then, because that's rubbish. That's really bad. Because like Avian says, the Dark Angels one, and I'm pretty sure the Blood Angels one does as well. In fact, I did a Blood Angels Codex review. So I've got the Codex PDF somewhere. I'll double check that and check the wording on it. Yeah, it's the bit right at the beginning. But if it's gone up in the community, then maybe they've missed it out then. Because that's really bad. That's really poor. Because the Blood Angels would use Blade Guard from the Space Marine Codex, because once you applied the Blood Angels detachment rule to the Blade Guard, they were really good. And they were arguably better than like Death Company and Sanguinary Guard. No, they won't have the Space Wolf keyword, but they'll have the chapter keyword. And once you have the chapter keyword, the chapter gets replaced by whatever chapter you're using or whatever detachment you're using. I don't know, but that's how it's worked. That's how it's worked in all the other ones. So, like I say, if the community if it's been a big thing in the community, then I'm sure you're right, and Games Workshop have probably just missed that. Or maybe it was intentional, I don't know. By the way, that's shocking. Okay, so this here. So we've put some putty. Put some putty over this. And we're now going to just sand this flat. Yeah, they should do a correction. When is the codex out, or is it just in a book so far? Is it in the box? Is the codex out, or is it still in that box? Oh, it is out. Agents. No? Wow. So you just have to make a... You just have to make an army out of the stuff that's in the codex. That's shit. That's really crap. As demented as phasing out Space Marines with Primaris. Well, no, because they've kind of gone back on that, haven't they? Like there isn't a distinction between Firstborn and Primaris anymore. It's just Space Marines. So they've gone back on that. They've kind of worked their way back into that, which is fine. Yeah, that's poor. I hope they correct that, dude. I hope they correct that, because then you could make jump pack intercessors and turn them into... See, that's the thing with the fucking lore. That's why it's really cool. It's really cool to go, okay, I'm going to have some jump pack intercessors. Okay, they're boring models, but I can make them more Space Wolfy. Some stuff references Adeptus Astartes models, but most of it specifies Space Wolf or Space Wolf character. Wow. Wow. Sorry, dude. I'll defend Games Workshop if somebody's like talking shit, like without any information and just like randomly throwing shit out. I'll happily kind of like defend Games Workshop because I really like Games Workshop stuff and playing the games. But if they do stuff like that, I'll call them out because that's rubbish. Like, I like the Primaris kind of upgrade, if you like. I like the scaled up. I think the Primaris is a little bit dull. Like all my Raven Guard, I got Mark 7 helmets. Primaris with Mark 7 helmets look amazing. But you've just got to work really hard to make Space Marines look interesting. Dark Angels, all the Dark Angel stuff seems to have managed it. But the Blood Angels are boring. They're really dull in terms of their sculpting and influence and little bits like that, like the Sanguinor. We've talked about the Sanguinor loads. So you've just got to work a little bit with the Space Marines. It's quite funny how Space Marines from 20 years ago seem to have more character than half the Space Marine models that are released now. I'm sure the army is just fine as written. I'm just personally fond of how they used to have their own thing going on. You can make cool Blood Angels by giving them wings from other kit. Oh yeah, I mean that's kit bashing, isn't it? But that's the thing. Like my Raven Guard, I've got a kit bash. As you all know, I have to kit bash and sculpt so much stuff for my Raven Guard to make them look interesting. So that's a really cool Raven Guard Eliminator. There's a really cool Raven Guard Eliminator Sergeant. You've just got to work really hard at it. time is it? Okay, it's nearly 6 o'clock. Had a good stream today. This has been fun. There were blood claws with jump packs. Oh, the sky claws. Yeah, like I'd convert some sky claws, dude. And then hope / trust they do something with that and correct it. Because that would be a really cool little project as well, like loads of like wolf pelts flying in the wind and stuff. What would you do to convert white scars? I'm not great on white scars, dude, in terms of their lore and look, but I would probably go and find loads of artwork on the inspirational stuff. I'm just waiting for the Mark II jump packs to come out. Oh, you're going to give them the Mark II jump packs? That's cool. Yeah, that'll be really good. I really like the Mark VI ones as well. I think the Mark VI ones are great. I really like the Mark VI. And I think that one's going to be really, really cool, especially once I've done like the little bits coming over the top. So yeah, I like the Mark VIs. But yeah, the Mark IIs are fab. So if I drill that, pop it in there, and then just have a little bit of the barrel showing, like that, because you just want a little bit to match this side, so you want a little bit of the barrel showing there, and then that can be the that can be the cool sniper for the Vigilator. For my wolves, I want the clunkier, more archaic look for the Mark II. See, that's what I want to do for my Dark Angels as well. I started doing it on the Dark Angels because I was doing like a Fallen Dark Angels, and I'll probably still try and do a Fallen Dark Angels kill team, or like just a unit. I think that might be quite good fun. Like using Mark II jump packs and Mark II backpacks and like Crusade helmets and things like that on very plain looking Primaris. So like flattening out all the ones with the Imperialis on them, on the chest, flattening all of that out, and then yeah, I think that would look really cool. Mark II was big for white scars like the Dark Angels due to them being the furthest out tip of the Crusade, so to speak. Yeah, like all the Dark Angels I'm going to do are going to be like Mark II, Mark III. The same with the Night Lords, so that I'm going to end up having to have loads of Mark II, Mark III Marines, which is quite cool because all the Mark VI just goes to the Raven Guard. I want to dive into the headcanon with my wolves and preserving and maintaining their ancient gear for sentimental reasons. See, this is the thing, headcanon and lore canon. I was fighting a lot with my Dark Pharaons. Like my Dark Pharaons was all like made up headcanon. And I really struggled with it because it felt like whenever you played them you had to go, oh well, these are Dark Pharaons, blah 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 blah. And it was a lot of explaining outside of them, like not particularly looking that iconic or different. They just had like little whiffs coming off their armour, which was alright. Whereas the Raven Guard now, I can like really tap into it, and like making the Deliverer Contemptor. Like, everybody knows that's going to be a Deliverer Contemptor. They can ask me why I've done a Deliverer Contemptor, like, but everybody will know that, and they'll know when I do the Solar Auxiliary and things like that, and making a Dark Angels Fallen, Dark Angels Kill Team or Army, as I was going to do, like, it would look like that. Whereas trying to come up with, like, my own headcanon, I think... but having not worked on Space Wars will be epic. Yeah. See, that's what they should be doing on those accessory sprues. They should be doing shin pads for the intercessors with runic carvings on them. Like, that's just what they should do. And they could easily say this shin pad replaces part number 26 in the intercessor sprue. Dead easy. This shin pad replaces part number 24 in the intercessor sprue. Hell, like, just replace an entire leg. Sculpt a whole leg on one of the intercessors in the sprue. Just sculpt a whole leg and say, oh, that's going to be... Like, that's what they should be doing on the fucking accessory sprues. It's so lame. Anyway, right. So that's going to go in there. So we're going to drill a hole in there. We've got to try and... So I've filled this gap. That was the barrel gap. So hopefully that is completely flat. Because then I want to add the barrel higher up rather than adding it here. I want to put it higher up. Also, so it's in line with the cartridge ejector. I've tried some freehand knotwork here and there, but I'm trying to hand at sculpting some soon. No, I'd stick with the freehand. I'd stick with the freehand, dude. It's easy to do if you break it up into, like, if you break it up into lines, then you could easily do like lines all on one way, lines all the other way, and then like drawing them up. Like, you could easily break it up into some simple line work. And then hopefully that's going to be flat enough to have a Raven Guard logo on it. Almost want to paint that to see how flat it is. What is the best way? What's the best way of making rivets? What's the best way of adding rivets? Like, I've seen the punching out of tin sheet. So I've seen the punching out of tin sheets. I've also seen people like drilling and putting like a ball bearing in, but that's not going to work on tiny rivets. That's only going to work on large rivets. So what's the best way that you've seen of doing small rivets? Glass beads, yeah, like you're not going to get beads like this small. 32mm scale working rivet gun. I might ask Baz and Co. Dots of super glue. I don't know whether you get it fine enough. Dots of UV resin. That's not a bad call. You could get a needle and just put a dot of UV resin. That's not a bad call. I like that. Solder balls. You can get exceptionally small ball bearings. Yeah, but then you've also got to drill an exceptionally small hole. Silica gel. Yeah, I like the dot of UV resin. I think that's the best thought so far. Because you could apply that with a pin. I mean, you could apply super glue with a pin, but I don't think it would be viscous enough to hold itself in a like a rivet. Like, I don't think it would be viscous enough to hold itself in a high enough form. Because it needs to be high enough that you can paint it and like do a wash around it and stuff. I might try. I don't think super glue would be viscous enough. Because like I was even struggling to get super glue to stay on the end of this, so I could drop the super glue in there to glue that on. Like, it wasn't pooling on the end. It was like absorbing up, and like you had to. Yeah, maybe I just need a higher viscosity super glue, but I'm not buying a whole pot of super glue just to maybe do rivets. UV might be good. Dot of sprue goo. Now the thing with sprue goo is that you just get strings of it. Super glue gel. Yeah, you can get dirt cheap super glue gel in a thing as well, can't you? Yeah, I could try. Yeah, super glue gel maybe. Sprue goo, you'd apply it and then you just have a string of it being pulled off. Apply with something non-porous. I'll try the super glue on something later. Maybe if I coat this in super glue, it will stay on the end. But it wasn't holding itself on the end, so you could drop it. Solder balls go down to 0.2 mil. They come in little pots of 10k. So what, would you cut them in half and glue them on? Or would you just glue a solder ball on and then have the glue create the other half of the ball? They come in little pots of 10,000. You've just glued them on. Have you got any pickies of them used? That would be awesome if you got some pickies, dude. Mainly just because I want to like apply some of the rivets which I'm having to scrape off when I'm doing stuff. Yeah, if it's small enough, the glue will fill in the back. I really want to know if this is flat. I want to put some paint on that to see if there's any valleys in that. That looks pretty good though. Covered up the cartridge ejector. Like, there's some things that I've removed rivets from that I don't care about, like the Moritat. So the Moritat, I removed the rivets on the armour on the Moritat so that it matched the unriveted Mark 6. So all these rivets on the Mark 4 armour I've removed, so it matches the look of the Mark 6. He's going to be awesome. He's going to be really cool, and then he's going to have a jump pack like that. And then I'm going to give him some shoulder pads. I don't know what shoulder pads to give him yet. And then he needs loads of Raven. I don't know whether to give him a Raven Guard, Raven Skull on the centre. Whether to drill that out and do another Raven Skull. Yes or no? Do we like the Raven Skull on his chest, by the way? I need to find my Skaven Globadier. Oh, nice. Yes, I think it's cool. I think it works. I think it's still okay in the Horus Heresy. So I might add it on there. I might add that one on his belt, actually. I could drill out the belt and put one on his belt. And then put a trinket. Put a trinket here. Trinket here. Raven Skull there. I think he needs some... So he's got some bolts on his chest. I think he needs some grenades. In fact, I might put some grenades on his shoulder pad. Might look a bit suspicious further down. Arby, that's a very, very good point. That's a very good point. A lot of my Indomitus Primarius, I shaved off all the fancy eagles, etc., and put rivets on to make it a lot more wolf. Yeah, I mean, I did that on my Saturnine as well. That were on Warcom. Yeah, I quite like flattening out chest pieces. I might do it on. I mean, I nearly did the whole thing on him and just like carved the whole thing out so that it was just a flat, because it would be really cool, because then you could put like a raven symbol on it. These ones are the Mordathan. These are going to be the Mordathan snipers, these ones. So they're all on, they've all been cut up and sculpted. And reposed. So we've just got to sculpt cloaks for all of these. Space Marine Erector armor. Haha! Okay, right, I am gonna go make some dinner, I think. He definitely needs some more painting, doesn't he? He's badass. He's absolutely badass. With the feathers on his cloak. So yeah, I've really enjoyed doing the eliminators for 40k. Right. There we go. So we got that done. So I need to drill into there. I need to add the barrel onto that, and then find the appropriate arms, glue the arms on, get that gun attached. Probably, I do like. I tried to keep the strap on this one because I quite liked it with the strap on. And he's got his pistol. He's got a little trinket there, which is going to be sadly covered up by the gun, but that's fine. I think that looks great. They look great. That's going to look great. And then it's going to sit there on that base like that. And he's going to be an awesome vigilator. Right. Everybody, thank you very, very much indeed. If I can just ask everybody very, very quickly, everybody who's in chat, if you can all just click on that link once. Just click on the link and then close it down just so that I get the click. That would be very, very much appreciated. Although why it didn't work in Twitch chat, I don't know. Did that not work? Why is that not working? Oh, that's weird. Oh, that's a shame. You might have to copy and paste it in then. Yeah, it thinks that after the question mark, it doesn't think it is. Yeah, it's in Discord. I've put it in Discord. It's in the affiliates in Discord, and I also put it in general chat as well. I did an @ here in general chat. But yeah, if you can just click on that link, it's from these guys. So I got sent an affiliation with the officially licensed merchandise, which is really, really cool, and they sent me some stuff. I've got the Raven Guard mug. There we go. I've got the Raven Guard mug. I've got the Raven Guard notebook and a T-shirt as well. So if you can just do a click, if you can just at least do a click, it just gets me a click, because they want to quickly check all of that stuff. Oh wow! Oh wow! Oh, okay. Solder balls. I reckon you could probably get a knife tip, do a little twist on a knife tip, and get them seated as well. Okay, yeah, that's pretty good. I like that. Thank you very much. Cheers, Captain Mannering. I'm going to find those. If you got a link, can you just DM me a link of where you got them? That'd be awesome. If you just got them from some shop round the corner, then that'd be great. Cool. Right, thank you very much, everybody. I am going to find somebody to pass you over to. See who's around. Old World Stats Centre, Rob is on. Zum is on. Yeah, it's just Zum, isn't it? Let's go say hello to Zum. Okay. See you later! Have a good one, teeny tiny. There we go. Right. Have a good one. I'll see you all tomorrow, everybody. I'll try and get this rifle done and stick a picky up in Discord after my dinner. And I'll see you all later. Bye.